Hey, everybody. What's up? How's it going? Good to see you all. Live from the third largest city in the United States, Chicago, Illinois. I'm Mario Smith, and welcome to The Drive. And we are glad that you are here today. You can't see it, but it is so nice in Chicago today. An absolutely beautiful afternoon in my hometown. Joining me is the great producer. His name is Jay Bliss. He is in Portland, Oregon. Good afternoon, sir.
What's up, man?
How are you?
Good. Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, good.
I know I'm lagging bad.
Oh, you're
I
not.
think.
You look good right now.
Well, I look good every day.
See,
Bliss.
now
I'm
you
me.
look good. Now that you're front and center, you look good. There.
I look good every day. I'm me. This is what I do. No, I don't look good every day. That's a lie. But you sound great. You look great. You feeling good?
I feel good. Yeah, I actually feel like I'm feeling a little bit better. I've been battling some viruses in the house with all these kids running around.
Children.
Terrible. But no, I'm feeling pretty good today, actually.
Right on. I wanna do this real quick, and then there's a story behind the shirt, and then I'll do the headlines. I promise I'll do my job, but I gotta do this first. So everybody get a good look. This is Timbuktu. Timbuktu was a DJ here in Chicago. I had known Tim since he was like 14 years old. A few years ago, he died from blood cancer. There's a foundation called the Timothy Jones Foundation. I think it's the Timothy Jones. Who is someone? No, the Timothy Francis Jones Foundation.org. If you can pull it up, I know I did not talk to you about this ahead of time, but if you're watching the show, which I hope a lot of you are, I'm going to check in a second. I'm checking on you, and you have the opportunity to go to the site and investigate it. Scope it out and consider making a donation to it. That would be really dope. Tim was a great guy, but he, like a lot of men, lived their health life in secret. And what he did as a DJ in this city is really, it's hard to compare. I mean, like, for example, today is Frankie Knuckles' birthday for those who are initiated. And he's in that conversation in terms of what he did with his work. But the Timothy Francis Jones Foundation is a great group of people, including his mom and his dad and his brother. And you see the Timbuktu shirt, it's going down. So I'm glad that I had the foresight to do the Timbuktu shirt today. Gliss, we got a lot to cover, man. You ready?
I'm ready, man.
Oh boy, here we go. Because it's just so much. There's so much crazy in the world. And we're on asteroid watch. I'm really excited. I can see it if it comes by the sun. God, that would be the worst way to end this show. What happened to your show? Did you get canceled? No, Earth ended. And this will be a conversation we have in the afterlife. Yeah, Earth ended. And right around the time Mario was on the air with Gliss. Let's get into it. These are the headlines. There's a bunch of nothing so early in the afternoon. Verizon and AT&T will limit 5G around airports after airlines warn of catastrophic disruption. We will get deeper into this story, definitely, but this is breaking news. Verizon and AT&T will temporarily limit 5G service around some airports, the telecommunications giant said today, in the wake of the airline's warning about catastrophic disruption from this week's rollout. And if you are looking for a free COVID test, guess what? The government has launched their site a tad bit early. And I can tell you firsthand, I went in, put in my information, got my thing. It's coming. So I'll be getting my test soon. A free at-home rapid COVID test, they will be available through a government website starting tomorrow, but many users are able to place their order today. It is a limited space, and it's covidtests.gov. covidtests.gov. Like I said, we got a lot to talk about and not a whole lot of time to do it in, but we will take these 2 hours to do as much as we can. And we are glad that you are here with us. Let's say hi to our friends first before we disappear. Freddie is in Louisiana. Nathan is in Texas. I believe this is Aylin who's on the stream. Hi there. Z is in Oregon. Abigail and Freddie. So the usual suspects. That's good. That's good. If you're watching us on Backchannel TV, please feel free to join the chat. You can also connect with us with your Amazon supported device. We love that, and we would love to hear from you today. On Tuesday, what day is it? January 18th, 2022. This is The Drive. We'll be back with the news in a bit. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate you. Hey, everybody. I'm sorry, adjusting, getting it together. Here we go. Welcome back to The Drive with Mario Smith. I am Mario Smith, and there is a lot, like I said, to talk about. I do want to mention, because I neglected to do it a few minutes ago, that you can catch a lot of really good content here on backchannel.tv beginning at 6 a.m. Eastern with Haley and Allison. And then the wonderful, vivacious, and spectacular Liv Harrison starts at 8 Eastern. Jam and Renee starting at 10 Eastern. Sir Anthony Davis, almost said Mr. Sir Anthony Davis. He starts at noon Eastern. My pal Hal is right before we are at 2 Eastern time, and we begin at 4 Eastern. So thank you again for watching, and please keep up with us, man. Backchannel.tv. We are doing it. We love when you're here. We want you to keep coming back. And again, please feel free to hang out with us in chat. We will definitely be on that today. Like Lorna in Alabama, Roll Tide is going to be in the chat. I don't see Kobe yet. I'm a surprised human being right now, Gliss. No Kobe. It's not like him.
He's our top listener, I think. We're
we
miss
on every
him already.
Show. I know. I'm very upset now. Now I feel like I need to fly down to Alabama and get Kobe. Bring him up here to Chicago, show him around. Kobe might not be a man. Kobe might be a woman.
Could be.
Spelled with a K. I don't know. That's not like any trickery. I'm just saying. I don't know. But I'm glad that you're here, Gliss, because I definitely need your help on this one. The 5G situation. It's about to go down. The 5G will be activated apparently tomorrow, and some airports around the United States have asked for the telecommunications giants to chill for a second because they don't want something bad to happen. Let's discuss. Verizon and AT&T will temporarily limit 5G service around some airports, the telecommunications giants said today, in the wake of airlines warning about catastrophic disruption from this week's rollout. While Verizon is still set for a 5G launch on Wednesday, which the company said will, quote, enable more than 90 million Americans to experience the transformative speed, close quote, it also acknowledged that some crucial operational issues have yet to be resolved. The federal slow down. The Federal Aviation Administration and our nation's airlines have not been able to fully resolve navigating 5G around airports, despite it being safe and fully operational in more than 40 other countries, according to a Verizon statement issued Tuesday. announcing a temporary limit in service in around some airports. The brief statement did not outline which areas or airports would be limited from 5G service. Also, AT&T said that the company had agreed to temporarily defer turning on a limited number of towers around certain airport runways as we continue to work with the aviation industry and the FAA to provide further information about our 5G deployment since they have not utilized the 2 years they've had to responsibly plan for this deployment. Have we really even tested 5G enough to feel safe
I
as
mean,
just regular walking around the world people? Forget the airplane part. I don't know where these 5G towers are.
uh, I will say the airplane part scares me. I would
Right.
I would not want to be near an airplane if the airlines are that concerned about it. Um, it's
For
kind of
them to
like,
show concern is
yeah,
concerning.
right, yeah, it's kind of like if your plane is delayed and you're kind of getting nervous and wondering what's wrong, and they come and reassure you, then that's a little different. But if they're concerned about it, then I'm going to be concerned about it. Um,
Yeah.
and outside of the airplane aspect, yeah, I mean, it doesn't seem like something we should rush into. Let's take our time and make sure we got everything together before we pull pull the trigger on something like that.
Well, if you remember when COVID began, if you remember when COVID started, the big conspiracy was that they were implementing 5G overnight, which is why they wanted everybody to be in the house because for some reason they couldn't do it in broad daylight because
Yeah.
we're too smart, and if we're not outside, people said so much stupid stuff when COVID first started. But that was one of these stupider things. But there is a question about that I have at least if they really vetted and tested what this is going to be and what it's going to look like and how's it going to feel on my body. We're talking about sonic waves and things of that nature. Cellular technology. I don't need the phone to go faster. It's cool where it is. What do I need to see destruction quicker? What are you trying to do? I'm good. I'm really good. Scott is checking in. He says he works by O'Hare Airport, so if planes start crashing tomorrow, he'll let us know. Well, that's helpful. I'm not too far from Midway, so I guess if something happened, I would be able to hear it. Not hear it, but I'd be able to kind of see it. But did they vet? Did they really go and do their due diligence when it comes to 5G technology and its effects on the human body? I know that sounds very conspiracy laden and it's
Sure.
allegedly safe. But you also told me that if we stayed in the house for 2 weeks, we'd be cool. And it's 2 years later.
That's
I'm
right.
just
Yeah.
saying, I need a ruling on the 5G. A little dangerous out here, Gliss. Be careful, man.
I know there's a lot going on in the world, isn't there?
Man,
We
when I
got
tell you, no, I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, I was gonna say, so asteroid watch today,
Oh,
plane
yes.
watch tomorrow with 5G launching.
Oh,
So there we
yeah.
go.
I hope O'Hare is one. You would think O'Hare, Atlanta, LAX, JFK, you know, Reagan International. Those are the airports that they got. Like I got to have it for Florida because
Yeah.
they don't need any help in being cuckoo. No offense to anyone from Florida. I love you. I'm just saying, y'all are kind of. Woohoo. There's a Florida man story in sports later. One of the Washington Redskins went down to Florida and decided he wanted everybody to see what he looked like from the waist down. And he beat up a cop. We'll talk about that later. Oh, yeah, Gliss. It's going down today, buddy. Needless to say, careful is the rule of the day when it comes to flying on an airplane anyway. But, you couple that with 5G technology because they just got to make everything go faster. Although, I mean, they can come to my house and make my internet quicker. That'd be fine. But
that should be a bigger priority.
You would think because I'm me and I need that help. That no one cares that I need it. Trump's advisors point the finger at Mitch McConnell as reports of the DeSantis feud swirl. And this is from Miami when Florida Governor Ron DeSantis went on a top political podcast last week. He panned the COVID lockdowns from President Donald Trump. I'm sorry. He panned the COVID lockdowns former President Donald Trump encouraged early in the coronavirus pandemic. The remarks made for irresistible headlines. The two GOP heavyweights and possible 2024 contenders were feuding just days before Trump had appeared to take a swipe at DeSantis, calling politicians who have refused to reveal their vaccination status, they're gutless. Yeah, gutless. Both camps have denied any real friction, and they blame the media. Hey, have you ever? Is there like a building that the media is in, Bliss? I need to go visit the media.
I know. To me, it's one of the most hilarious terms, especially since I've worked around the media.
The media.
And yeah, it's always funny when people say that, because what does that really mean? Is
Right.
that the guy writing a column in the middle of some small town in Idaho, or is it the New York Times? Like, I don't really know. Like, you have to
I
be
know what
more
we should
specific.
do. We should get hats and like T-shirts that say the media on them.
Yeah.
Can we
We could do that.
Can we invoice that? Can we write that for someone to get us shirts say the media?
They might sign off on that.
I mean, it's wintertime, so we can get like sweatshirts and winter hats that say the media. I would love to go outside and wear one of those in Chicago to have people look at me upside down. Not that they don't already, but the media. Oh,
team uniform, show you.
Yeah. Everybody get my pal Hal in one that says the media. I missed it today. He didn't stroke the bird, did he?
I don't think so. I was in and out. I actually have been watching that show a little bit just because it's on before us, and I'm kind of getting into the rhythm of getting ready for the show. But I didn't see the whole thing. So
he was talking about a Weird Al Yankovic pin that he like a button pin that he got. It looked really cool. I'm telling you, man, when I can, I'm on it. It's like everyone here should be on watching all the shows on Backchannel. Back to this nonsense. Trump advisors say they see a hidden hand at play, that of Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, who is in a pitched battle with Trump over the future of the Republican Party in political races all over the country. They pointed to the podcast itself because DeSantis made the attention-grabbing remarks on Ruthless, which is co-hosted by McDonald's longtime advisor Josh Holmes. Shortly after the podcast was posted Friday, Twitter was flooded with the suggestion that DeSantis had knocked Trump by saying one of his biggest regrets was not having been louder about the harms of the lockdowns intended to help slow the spread of the virus. So either the lockdowns helped, which it appears they helped, considering how dangerous this virus is, the way it's spreading, or they didn't help. I don't understand. Which one is it? It seems like it helped.
I mean, it seems like that's the general consensus that social distancing was one of the first things we had to combat this when it first started. So I mean, it seems helpful to me. But
yeah, and I mean, here in Chicago, the mayor was like seconds away from shutting down the whole state if she could have, and she's not the governor of the state. But she was like, everything is closed. Everything. Don't come outside. I mean, all the memes with her holding her books, standing at the beach. She killed the beaches. She killed everything. She's like, don't go outside. And it seems to have worked.
But, yeah, we had the same thing here. I mean, it was, people love hiking here and fishing and all these, up in the Columbia Gorge, all that stuff was closed. So you couldn't do much of anything for that first little bit. And yeah, I mean, it seemed to help the numbers, stay at a reasonable, place where we weren't out of control. So
you would think. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but it seems like it worked for all things considered. But those two guys, let them fight, man. Catch me when the fight's over, and then all three of them can fight each other. I don't care.
No, I'm good with that. I don't. Yeah. It's good for entertainment, I guess. Yeah,
I suppose. I mean, the Republican. This is not a Republican or Democratic or Independent show. This is just an observation of the stories that happened during the course of the day to provide a bridge for you for your nighttime entertainment and when you talk to your family at the dinner table. But if it were a political program, I would say that the Republicans have been trying to recover for a while, and they had an anomaly with Donald Trump, and they were able to govern in Congress and in the White House. like you can see the friction that's happening now between Biden and Congress. That friction kind of didn't exist then because the Republicans ran everything, um, and Trump screwed them up. And that January 6th event messed them up really bad. They were still kind of recovering, depending on who you ask, from Barack Obama being president, because that didn't sit well with those folks. So now there's all this infighting, and I say let them fight, fight all the way to the next election. Please don't stop fighting. Thank you. Uncle Mario has spoken. Fight on, Republicans. Keep fighting. Omicron might mark the end of COVID 19's pandemic phase unless eh, yeah, a certain scenario happens. Dr. Fauci was on CNN today, and he made a pretty strong case for it. And he said he didn't say man, but he could have. It's still too early to predict whether Omicron's rapid spread will help push coronavirus from the pandemic phase to a more manageable endemic phase. But, quote, I would hope that that's the case, close quote, Dr. Anthony Fauci said today. I'm sorry, on Monday. A disease that is endemic has a constant presence in a population but does not affect an alarmingly large number of people or disrupt society, as typically seen in what we're going through now, a pandemic. Since Omicron is highly transmissible, but apparently less likely to cause as severe disease as some previous variants, it could mark a transition from this COVID 19 pandemic after to an endemic phase. Quote, and listen closely, but that would only be the case if we don't get another variant that eludes the immune response to the prior variant. Close quote. Fauci told the Davos Agenda, a virtual event this week held by the World Economic Forum. Quote, we were fortunate that Omicron did not share some of the same characteristics as Delta, Fauci said, but the sheer volume of people who are getting infected overrides the less level of pathogenicity. I hope I said that right. It's an open question as to whether or not Omicron is going to be the live virus vaccination that everyone is hoping for, because you have such a great deal of variability with new variants emerging, he said. Now, that doesn't mean people should intentionally try to get Omicron, as we talked about yesterday. Doctors say that's a terrible idea for several reasons, and we went over those. And it doesn't mean the battle against COVID 19 is over, especially as overwhelmed hospitals delay elective surgeries and schools switch to remote learning. Healthcare systems, some facing critical staffing shortages, have treated more COVID 19 patients in recent days than ever. At this writing, at least 156,676 COVID 19 patients in the U.S. were hospitalized on Monday, according to data from the Department of Health and Human Services. And an average of 1,695 Americans died from COVID 19 every day over the past week, according to data from Johns Hopkins University. Needless to say, being careful is still the way. Um, By the way, me and you are the media. It's our fault. That's what Scott said. I'm sorry. I had to go back to our comment. Thanks, Scott. It's our fault. But if this is the beginning of the endemic, that means the vaccinations are working, the boosters are working, people staying socially distanced, the mask, everything is working. Why am I not so happy? Not that I want this to go on forever, but well, let me say that again. Why do I still feel like this is going to keep going on until next year anyway?
I mean,
I don't want to keep doing this, man.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think it's natural to feel a little reluctant and maybe cautiously optimistic. We've been through so much the last couple years, and the narrative has changed several times. And granted, when we talk about that, it's things change. We learn new things, and the virus changes. So it's a fluid situation, but I totally am with you. It's like a cautious optimism. So my thing is like, everybody, let's just do what we need to do. Let's buckle down and let's do that. Let's not keep doing the pandemic. Let's do this instead.
Let's do this. I mean, this is ridiculous. It's just I'm hopeful. I am hopeful that in a year we aren't talking about COVID at the same clip, because every show we've done, and we've done 6 of them. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. We've talked about COVID every day.
Yep.
every
Probably
show, and
probably
probably
two or
will.
probably 2 or 3 headlines at least every single day about COVID. So
Funny you should say that because I have the second headline about COVID right here in front of me.
there you go.
Rochelle Walensky, the director of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, that's the part they keep leaving off. It should be CDCP, said in an interview with the Wall Street Journal that the messaging around COVID-19 and changing guidance should have been clearer. You think? Walensky is being, but how is it supposed to be clear if nobody has in our lifetime has ever been through a pandemic and we treat old people like crap and we don't talk to them about things that happened when they were little kids like pandemics? Walensky is being coached by media experts and is planning to have more press briefings by herself in order to ensure that the CDCP is seen as an independent scientific entity rather than a political one, the journal reports. Quote, I think what I've not conveyed is the uncertainty in a lot of these situations, close quote, Walensky said, adding that she is committed to communicating CDC guidance more clearly. The big picture, the CDC recently changed its isolation guidance to say that the people who have tested positive for the virus should isolate for at least 5 days, and did not initially recommend that a negative COVID test be the condition to end isolation. Walensky said the new guidance was based on over 100 papers on the risks of the Alpha and Delta variants before Omicron became the dominant strain. As a result, the agency faced mounting criticism from health experts who say ending isolation after 5 days risks putting those contagious in contact with others. I wonder if their messaging should continue to be stay in the house if you're sick. Don't come outside if you're sick. If you're sick, let somebody know that you're sick. If you're not vaccinated, God help you, you may have to go to a hospital. Heard a story about a guy that got sick before the vaccines were available. He may have to get a double lung transplant. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think they should have let me do the messaging, Gliss. You ready?
Yeah.
Hi, Mario Smith. Hey guys, if you're not going to get a shot, chances are they're going to roll you out. That would have been my message. I bet that would have worked a lot better. You're not? No,
I'm with you, man.
think about it. If you're
You
not going to get a
looked into
shot,
the camera and you gave a straight, clear message, and that's what we need, because there's a lot of people, and you know what, and you know, there's a lot of problems, and some of it's with the media. But it's just the fact
not
that
the media. Oh no. Wherever you see them coming.
Yeah, but
I mean, what kind of message do you say? It's really people are worried about getting people in a panic. So let's just say that this asteroid that we're about to talk about in a few seconds does get really close. So close that you could see it. It looks like a big ship from Star Wars. And you're like, uh-oh. Man, I wish somebody would have panicked and kind of like went, hey, it's coming. Because
Yeah.
I know how to deal with panic. I've been living in America my whole life. I'm adverse to dealing with panic. But when this is a pandemic, it's like, yo, y'all, hey, this is serious. If you don't get this shot, they may roll you out.
Yeah, and we go back to the beginning. It's so unfortunate and so frustrating that there was so much mixed messaging at the beginning of all this, where one thing would be said by, you know, Dr. Fauci, this is kind of his lane, you know, when it comes to this kind of stuff. And then the administration would back it up to an extent, but then they'd turn around and say something else at a rally or something like that. Right. So when you're sending messaging to your supporters and your base that are, you know, different than the actual messaging that's being put out there, it just kind of messed things up right from the start. We dug ourselves a hole right out of the gate, and it's been hard to recover from that.
And it's going to be even harder if more people are like, well, this is mild. I'm not going to get sick. COVID's not salsa, y'all. If you get it, you're going to get sick. If you're not vaccinated, it's a really, really strong chance you might die. So I would like for the folks who aren't vaccinated to consider it's year 2 going on year 3. I'm sorry. We're in year 3. It's not a hoax. It's not a joke. Do something. I mean, because telling people to be patriots didn't work. So don't worry about being a patriot. Just do something. Be smarter than you are if you're going to do anything. Can you imagine, Gliss, one day you and your lovely wife are just kind of like kicking it. You're out hanging out, and you go, honey, for all you've done for me and the kids and stuff, I want to present you with this 555.5 carat black diamond. I love you. Would you-
I wish I could afford that.
I have a feeling you wouldn't be here if you had a 555.55 carat black diamond. You wouldn't be here.
No,
I
no.
mean, no, you would be owning things. It'd be a whole different conversation involving you and ownership. If you had that kind of diamond, can you pull that up for me?
Yeah, I got it up here.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Look at that thing. That's crazy. Now this diamond actually is going to be in the United States soon. Let me give you the rundown. Uh, the auction house Sotheby's Dubai has unveiled a diamond that's literally from out of this world. Sotheby's calls the 555.55 carat black diamond. I don't even know how to say that. That's how much I don't know about carats. I know 14, 18, 24. Believed to come from outer space. The Enigma is what it's called. The rare gem was shown off on Monday to journalists as part of a tour in Dubai and Los Angeles before it is due to be auctioned off in February in London. Sotheby's expects the diamond to be sold for at least 5 million British pounds. That's 6.8 million US. The auction house plans to accept cryptocurrency as a possible payment as well. Well, that's smart because that's so volatile. That'll work. Sophie Stevens, a jewelry specialist at Sotheby's Dubai, told the Associated Press that the number 5 bears an important significance to the diamond, which has 55 facets as well. Quote, the shape of the diamond is based on the Middle Eastern palm symbol of the Khamsa, which stands for strength and stands for protection, close quote. She said, Khamsa in Arabic means 5. So there's a nice theme of the number 5 running through the diamond. Stevens also said the black diamond is likely from outer space. Here it is. With the Carbonado diamonds, we believe that they were formed through extraterrestrial origins, with meteorites colliding with the Earth and either forming chemical vapor disposition or indeed coming from the meteorites themselves, she said. Black diamonds, also known as Carbonado, are extremely rare and are found naturally only in Brazil and Central Africa. The cosmic origin theory is based on their carbon isotopes and high hydrogen content. Get a good look at that thing. Look at it. That is stunning. Polish that bad boy up. Hey girl, I love you. I had never told anyone this, but I have access to a rare ass diamond here. I love you. And then you hand her the diamond. That's a love that never goes away, no matter what you do.
Yeah, I'd love to get my hands on that. That's man.
Buddy.
Think
Can
about
you imagine? How do
I
you
would.
approach a human being like, hey girl, or whatever whatever your persuasion. Hey, look at this. What are you doing with that shiny black rock? That's a diamond. We're rich. We're out of here. That's wild. Oh man. When I saw it this morning, I was just like, wow, that's a lot of diamond. Who do we know that has that kind of money? I only know one person. I can't say his name on this show.
Yeah, I don't know. We gotta find somebody. I know Phil Knight's around here somewhere down.
Oh, there he is.
I gotta go find Phil.
Him and Jordan could get together and get that diamond.
Yeah, that's right.
Him and Mike.
Get some of that Nike money. Get that diamond.
I bought enough pairs of Nikes over the past couple of years. They could hook a brother up.
They owe you.
They do. I'd like just a piece. I could make an earring or a chain. All right, man. This is coming. It's Asteroid Watch. Oh no, I'm sorry. We're going to talk about Asteroid Watch in a minute. We're going to wrap this up though, talking about NASA's new astronaut program. That'll take us into the other, which is Asteroid Watch. Because I think right now it should be just getting ready to go past Earth. NASA's next NASA's next crewed missions to the moon will need a larger, differently trained, and multi-skilled astronaut corps to deliver on the agency's ambitions. NASA has plans to fly astronauts to the surface of the moon in 2025 and ultimately establish a long-term presence there. That goal requires a robust core with new specialized training in what it takes to live and work on the moon, and NASA needs to start planning now. NASA will need to grow the number of astronauts in its active core in order to satisfy its requirements for lunar missions, according to a new report from NASA's Office of Inspector General. At the moment, there are 44 astronauts that make up NASA's active astronaut corps, far lower than its peak of almost 150 in 2000 during the Space Shuttle program. The relatively small number is fine for current needs on the International Space Station, but it will need to grow in order to crew Artemis missions to the moon. The OIG also pointed out that NASA doesn't keep detailed demographic data on all of its astronauts, particularly those detailed to the space agency from military branches, making it hard to know whether NASA is meeting its diversity goals. You ready to be an astronaut, Gliss? Say bye to your kids?
No, I'm good. I get claustrophobic, man. I had a MRI on my knee on Friday, and I was about to have a panic attack. I didn't even have my head in, and I don't think I could get strapped in like that. It'd be not good for my health.
Well, first of all, as we know, there are people who have means who fly to the moon, or not to the moon, but like to the surface of the atmosphere. Yeah. They can look and go, I'm up in space, and come right back down safely. There was one time Newt Gingrich talked about colonizing the moon. Sounds like NASA has plans for the moon. I don't know what they're going to do up there. I don't know how sturdy the foundation of the moon. It must be plenty sturdy. It hasn't like fallen out the sky or anything. That'll be interesting to see if NASA can pull this off. And I don't know how many of you folks are familiar with. Hold on, I can't find it quick enough. With the Tribe Called Quest, their last album, there's a song called Space Program. Yeah. And there's some school of thought that not gonna be a lot of people that look like me in space. That's the only way I can say it, Gliss. I'm just like, I'm down for staying on Earth, but I'm also down for the moon. It's the closest planet to the Earth, right? And it's right there. It's full this week. You can see it, touch it with your imagination. You get a telescope, look at it, see a tranquility, all that cool stuff. I mean, if NASA's true about being diverse, you know what? I hope they don't make it like a Guantanamo Bay.
It's like the new prison.
Yeah, the new Alcatraz. It's the moon.
Like, you're out of here. You're going to the moon.
Going to the moon. No chance of escape. Hey, ooh. That might be it. Put them on the moon. The moon isn't a planet. It's a rock. Yeah. It's a space rock, but it's classified as a planet.
I mean, I want to go, but I think I need like a Valium or something. Or maybe they could, they got to knock me out or something just for the ride there.
That's what I'm saying. Several Valiums. I'm not trying to go like that. I have a thing, man. I like where I'm at. I like here. Here is good. I am desperately looking for this album too. I didn't think ahead. Oh well. No props for this one. Oh, but I have De La Soul in spacesuits. There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
That works.
There you go. Well, that was thrilling. We come back with community news as we turn the corner on hour one of The Drive with Mario Smith. We'll be back in a minute with community news. You're watching on Backchannel.tv. And please jump in the chat at Backchannel.tv if you're watching on YouTube. Thank you so much. And if you're checking us out and you're chatting with us, we appreciate that too. Thank you, Rick and Aylin and Freddie and Nathan and Lorna and G and Abigail and Freddie. And the moon is a satellite, according to Wikipedia. A satellite planet. That's what Scott says. Thank you, Scott. We'll be back in a minute with community news on The Drive. Welcome back, everybody, to The Drive with Mario Smith. I am Mario Smith. Jake Bliss joins us from Portland, Oregon. You guys joining us from all over the United States. We truly appreciate it. You can ask your Amazon supported device to chat with us. Just say, hey, I'd like to chat with The Drive, please. Is that how you talk to? That's not how you talk to your robot. Because I know how to talk to one of my robots, and it is not. I am very not nice. If they ever turn on me, it's a wrap for me.
Isn't that
I,
funny that we can get frustrated with we have one of those vacuums.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, just to help it. It's just to help out because we got all these kids running around. We have a big
Do
dog.
chores.
Yeah, but man, I never. Sometimes I feel silly because I find myself getting frustrated with a vacuum robot where I'm like, what are you doing over there? Like, what are you thinking?
Right. I am not very nice to. I'm nice to my robot, I guess, but I just get real annoyed when it doesn't move quick enough, and that's a problem.
You need that
Because
5G.
no, I don't want it. This G is fine. I can do everything on this thing just fine.
No, I'm with you.
More G's.
Everything's fast enough, I think.
I'm more worried about Boston Dynamic robots than I am my little tiny robot that I own. Those Boston Dynamic things can climb up buildings. And if I'm up here doing something crazy, I don't need a robot dog with guns on it trying to kill me. I was at a bar over the summer on my bike, kind of sneaking through COVID and all that, just riding through, and we watched a robot deliver lunch to somebody, and it really kind of freaked me out, man. I'm like, oh no, where did it come from, and how does it know where to go? So yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, that's.
I'm
not
straight
right.
on robots. I'm straight on robots. Let's get to our community report. There are some really interesting images coming out of Tonga to show the damage from the volcano that happened over the weekend. There are entire communities covered in ash. Um, it is the world's biggest volcanic eruption in more than 30 years. Aerial photos released by the New Zealand Defense Force from Tonga's central Hapai Islands show trees, homes, and fields coated in gray ash spewed out by the Hunga Hapai undersea volcano as it erupted on Saturday, sending tsunami waves crashing across the Pacific. Satellite images show a similar scene in the capital's Koloofo district. I don't know what I'm doing. On Tonga's main island, with trees and homes completely blanketed by volcanic debris. Some buildings appear to have collapsed, and aid workers are now concerned about water contamination and food security in the district. Also, there's some talk about COVID being a concern because there are a lot of people who don't have homes now. Um, because they can't inhabit their homes. They're covered in ash. Um, whew, I mean, again, I live by the lake and all, but this just is very discerning and jarring to see this stuff. And if you watch the video of the actual eruption of the volcano, man, it's rough.
Yeah.
It is rough. Um, we are concerned, especially for those low-lying islands close to the eruption itself. At the moment, we know very little. Alexander Mathio, director of the International Federation of the Red Cross and Red Crescent Society, said there is also large-scale coastal damage as a result of the tsunami wave. New Zealand will deploy 2 Royal Army ships to its fellow Pacific Island nation on Tuesday. Pardon me. The country's Minister of Defense. Oh boy, don't get mad at me because I'm saying his name. I'm just going to do it. Pini Henar said in a statement, adding they would take 3 days to reach Tonga. The 2 ships, including HMNZS Wellington and HMNZS Ocheora, will carry a Sea Sprite helicopter as well as humanitarian and disaster relief supplies. Quote, water is among the highest priorities for Tonga at this stage, and one of those big ships from New Zealand can carry 250,000 liters and produce 70,000 liters per day through a desalination plant. Reading is fundamental. Got to do more reading. Apparently, that is my strong suit. But on a serious note, that is, to be able to see it, I think, is what really brings it home for me in terms of the level of danger and just exactly what happened. Very powerful images coming from Tonga. I don't know anyone that lives in Tonga. I don't know anybody that knows anybody that lives in Tonga. But if that is the case, prayers and all that stuff. That's nature and all, and the world and the universe and this planet talking to us, and it's awesome on one hand, but it is very dangerous and deadly and scary on the other. In Hong Kong, to control the coronavirus, and kind of knew this was coming, right? Hong Kong to kill 2,000 animals after hamsters get COVID-19. This is from Hong Kong authorities said Tuesday that they will kill about 2,000 small animals, including hamsters, after several tested positive for the coronavirus at a pet store where an employee was also infected. The city will also stop the sale of hamsters and the import of small mammals, according to officials from the Agriculture, Fisheries, and Conservation Department. The pet shop employee tested positive for the Delta variant on Monday, and several hamsters imported from the Netherlands at the store tested positive as well. So, wow, they didn't waste time. Let's just kill the animals then. According to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, animals do not appear to play a significant role in spreading the coronavirus, but Hong Kong authorities said they are not ruling out transmission between animals and humans. Quote, we cannot exclude the possibility that the shopkeeper was in fact actually infected from the hamsters, close quote, said Edwin Tsai, a controller at the Center of Health Protection. While this coronavirus most likely jumped from animals to humans in the first place, the outbreak became a pandemic because the virus spread so easily between people. Minks are the only known animals to have caught the virus from people and spread it back, according to Dr. Scott Weiss at Ontario Veterinary College. But killing 2,000 animals, man, yeah, like, oh, we don't want to go through that again. We don't want anybody calling us names, bird flu, bat wing, Batman, nothing. We're killing them. We're killing 2,000 hamsters. So if your kids, whoever your children may be, are you out there talking to you, your hamster loving child is going to be disappointed because now there are 2,000 less. Don't tell them the story. Don't even, you can say you watched the drive and that it was good and just omit the whole thing. If you watch it later on YouTube, I don't know what time is it. Just kill it at this point and go back a little bit and, do some editing. Don't tell them 2,000 hamsters are going to see somebody else in the sky in the hamster world. 2,000 hamsters. That's a lot of animals.
That is.
Do not kiss your pets also is one of the recommendations. I got to read this part. One of the directors of the Agriculture, Fisheries, and Conservation Department said in a news conference that owners should keep hamsters at home and do not take them out. Quote, all pet owners should observe good personal hygiene. And after you've been in contact with animals and their food, you should wash your hands. And then he said, do not kiss your pets. It's good idea. I won't kiss hamster. People kiss hamsters? Yeah. I've never had a hamster.
I had one when I was really little, but I don't know. They're okay. They're not the best pet.
That's what I mean. What do they do? Run around.
Pretty much. They just run in circles and
yeah. I need an animal that's gonna go viral. Unless this hamster can sing a song or start a car or drive one. I'm good. No, get away from me, hamster. Never own it. And my family would never consider it either. Heck, what? You want a what? Get out of here, boy. You're not getting no hamster. How's everybody on the East Coast good? You guys out there good? Our wonderful folks. We need to have a name for the people who watch this show, Gliss. We call them the passengers.
Yeah, that's a good idea. There you go.
Passengers.
Look at that. Look how quick you were with that.
Just thought about that right now, too.
Nailed it. Yeah.
Man, what's up? What's up to all the passengers? Ooh, that sounds good. So Rick and Aylin and Freddie and Nathan and Lorna and G and Abigail, Freddie and Scott, you all are passengers on the drive. Ooh. We get the media shirts. You guys we're the passengers. That's how that's going to roll out. A dangerous winter storm brought significant snowfall and strong thunderstorms and blustery winds to the northeastern U.S. on Martin Luther King Day yesterday. A foot or more of snow fell in parts of New York State, Ohio, and Pennsylvania on Sunday. continuing into Monday morning, and tens of thousands of customers in the region were without power. Forecasters in Buffalo, New York say the snow was falling fast, dumping almost 17 inches by 10 a.m. The city advised people not to travel, and it was Martin Luther King Day, so most people were in the house anyway, but some surrounding towns instituted a travel ban. Um, the latest snow measurement at 1 a.m. was 4.6 inches at the Buffalo airport. That's what the National Weather Service in Buffalo tweeted overnight. And you can tack on another 4 inches at 2 a.m. So since late Sunday evening, at that time, it was 10.2 inches of snow. The Weather Service said 17 inches or more of snow were reported in Ashtabula County in northeast Ohio. Scott's folks, I know this because I know Scott. Scott's folks, Scott's folks live in New Hampshire. Scott, if you're still there and you aren't like running out your house to go to work, and before you put us on your phone to watch on YouTube, everybody okay in New Hampshire at your place? Good to know. Gary, who's joining us, thank you, G, says that a hamster is a mild version of a mouse. Just so you know. Anyway, this winter storm. Chicago avoided it. There's another storm coming that apparently the most of the Midwest is going to miss, and I guess it could happen this weekend. I'm not a meteorologist. This is that time of year now, because you know when we get our snow? February here. It could be fine all winter. Nothing, no little dusting, cold. February is when it goes down. And that's when I'll turn the camera around so everybody can see 99,000 feet of snow falling quickly throughout our region. I am not excited about that, but I guess I'm ready for it. All right, we talked about hamsters. We talked about volcanic ash. It is now time to go on asteroid watch. All right. Let me see if I can't pull it up. We can find out exactly. Okay, the asteroid would have passed now at 4:51 Eastern time. So like 3 minutes ago.
So we're good. We're safe, right?
We're still here. We made it. Whew. We made it. We made it, Gliss. We're live. I'm looking outside. Everything looks good. Sun is real bright, but we made it. Oh, yeah. See that? Thanks for being a passenger on the driver. Yeah. There you go. Look at the passengers on our drive. I like that. We keep coming up with smart stuff. We may be able to come back here tomorrow.
I know.
And we make it a day off. We make it a day off on Thursday.
I heard about that. I love the day off because it gives us a day to prep for a great Friday show to end the week. So
yeah, nothing wrong with that. But we made it. So I guess there's really no need to talk about this asteroid now. We're alive.
It's over. We did it.
All right. Congratulations everyone for surviving.
Yeah.
If anybody was worried, no need to worry. James just joined the stream. See, people are joining in now because we're alive, and that's great. And much appreciated. That was something. I hope they figure out a way to not, just kind of casually mention it. I need panic. Like, yo, the asteroid is coming. And then when it doesn't happen, then I can be like, why? Why'd you panic, y'all? You lied. Don't be all, don't worry about it. It'll be fine. No, it won't. It's an asteroid. That could clobber Earth. That's jarring. I don't know if this is community news in as much as it's just really interesting how they put the valuation on Prince's estate, but it is pegged at $156.4 million. Something tells me, just in my mind, it has to be worth more than that. He did so much. He made so much music. He wrote so many songs for folks. I don't understand how they came to the determination that it was worth less than $200 million.
That seems off to me as well.
Yeah.
You think about some of the biggest icons in music. He's right up there, man. He's
Yeah, if not at the top. For example, I couldn't get the other album, but I got this one here.
There you go.
Yeah, and it's the one. It's the side that I can show on Backchannel. That's right. So
he also, just quick note on Prince. In my opinion, that was the best Super Bowl halftime show of all time when he performed in the rain.
The only part that was bad about it, Gliss, is that the Bears lost.
Yeah, I forgot. I wouldn't have remembered that it was that Super Bowl unless, if I was a Niners fan, I would have. So sorry to bring that up. But
I'll never forget it because I was like, wow, Prince is doing the Super Bowl and he's doing the Super Bowl the Bears are in and they're going to win the Super Bowl because it's the Colts. Who cares about Peyton Manning? There's no way they're going to lose the Super Bowl, right? Prince comes out and does Purple Rain. He does his set and then he starts to do Purple Rain. It starts raining. It's raining in Miami. He's playing. He's going. I'm like, we will win. And no, we did not win. When we come back, we'll have celebrity news. I got to get myself together. Thanks, Cliff. We'll be back in a minute on The Drive. And thanks for being a passenger on The Drive with me and Jay Gliss. And I do blame Rex Grossman for losing the Super Bowl and a bunch of other people, too. I have a whole list of people. Thanks for watching The Drive. Hour 2 begins shortly. You're watching Backchannel.tv. Welcome to Hour 2 of The Drive with Mario Smith. I'm Mario Smith. Thank you for joining us today. If you are watching or listening on an Amazon-supported device, we appreciate that. You can join in the chat, talk to us, and tell us what's going on. Thank you to all the passengers that are on The Drive this afternoon. James and Rick and Aylin and Freddie and Nathan and Lorna and G and Abigail and Gary and Scott. And who else am I missing? That's it. Me and Gliss. Thank you. We really appreciate you all being here. Let's take a quick look at what's going on at the top of the hour. The headlines right now. U.S. airline leaders have warned that the rollout of a new 5G service could cause catastrophic disruption. Those are some airlines and some airports are extremely afraid. And Verizon and AT&T have agreed to roll down on the release of 5G, which is scheduled to be tomorrow. And the Senate begins showdown on voting rights as Democrats brace for failure. Republicans are determined to filibuster the bill, and Democrats lack the 50 votes necessary to kill the filibuster. And those are the headlines that are happening right now at the top of the hour. It is time to take a look at celebrity news. When we say the words, you know what time it is. It is now time for Have No Fear, the camera's here. I got you, Gliss. You see, I've prepared for it this time.
I had everything fine.
I was ready. I was so ready. Um, so the first story, which is an entertainment story, to be certain, um, Microsoft is going to buy Activision Blizzard, and that is huge in the internet gaming world. Microsoft said today it planned to buy the powerhouse but troubled video game company Activision Blizzard for nearly $70 billion, betting that video games will become an increasingly central part of people's digital lives. The blockbuster acquisition, the largest ever by Microsoft and for the gaming world, would catapult the company into a leading spot in a $175 billion industry that is successful on virtually every kind of device from bulky gaming consoles to mobile phones, and has reached even greater heights during the pandemic. Technology companies are swarming around the industry looking for a bigger share of attention and money from the world's 3 billion gamers. In an industry driven by blockbuster franchises, Activision makes some of the most popular titles, including Call of Duty and Candy Crush. Yet the company has been roiled by employee revolt over accusations of sexual harassment and discrimination in recent months. The deal may also strengthen the company's hand in the so called metaverse, the nascent world of virtual and augmented reality. The metaverse is more of a buzzword than a thriving business now, but it has attracted huge amounts of investment and talent. Facebook renamed its parent company to Meta late last year to underscore its commitment. Phil Spencer, the chief executive of Microsoft's gaming business, said that whatever the metaverse may end up being, gaming will be at the forefront of making that mainstream. For now, he said, the acquisition was about gaining a stronghold in mobile gaming where Microsoft barely competes and a studio that produces blockbuster games. He called Call of Duty, quote, one of the amazing entertainment franchises on the planet. I do not play Call of Duty. Gliss, that's your game?
I play Call of Duty, yeah.
Yeah.
Outside of sports games, that's kind of one of my go-tos.
I I I got a thing about this is gonna sound so like I'm super soft. I got a thing about killing, right? I
I
just don't want to do it.
I got that.
I like there's some games like deer hunting games. I can't play them.
Feel
It's a
bad for the
game,
yeah.
but I can't do it. I just can't. I don't. I don't. It's basketball. We talked about this the other day. Basketball, sports games. Yes,
Yeah.
I can't, and I want to play it because I have a lot of aggression. You can't tell from my general nature, but I have a lot of aggression. I like to play some of those games, but I am so like I'm a good vibes dude, and I'm karma and things of that nature just haunt me, and I just don't want to put myself in a position where I play. First of all, people get, and not that I don't think I'm one of these people. They play these video games, then they go outside in the real world, and their real world is all screwed up. I don't play enough to mess up my real world, right?
Right.
But I saw something the other day, and it was just a bypassing thing, and I can't find it anywhere. The the New York Nets have started in Barclays Arena metaverse basketball games. So they are broadcasting the games in regular television, regular two-dimensional TV, and in the metaverse as well. So it's an AI, augmented reality. With these dudes are doing the moves. It's in 3D. It looks like a video game, but it looks much better than a video game, and it's scary. I was a little taken aback by that when I saw it. I'm like, whoa, that's somehow I don't think that that's cool. So this metaverse, you ready? Is it something we're going to be? Can we do our show in the metaverse?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know how we do that, but it sounds intriguing to me.
Well, one, if we're in the metaverse, I'm outside on my
Yeah.
balcony.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, same here. I'd probably be by a river or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Somewhere
You know what I mean?
somewhere bigger than this little closet in my in my garage that I have constructed.
I would like to be like at Guaranteed Rate Field, like in right field, just sitting
Oh
out
yeah,
there.
there
They
you
don't
go.
have a right fielder and they need one. I can just do the show from right field.
There you go. Drinking a beer, watching a baseball game, doing the
Yeah,
show.
yeah. Why not? $70 billion. Whew. It's a lot of metaverse right there, boy. Good luck to them. Everybody's got money, Gliss. How are we missing out on all this money?
Beats me.
Yeah, get those
We
kids
must
to
be doing
working.
something wrong.
Well, you really want to full scale? Yes. The answer is yes. It's a lot of, it's a lot of wrong. And full disclosure, a friend of mine, uh, rapper Vic Mensa, was arrested at Dulles International Airport in D.C. on Saturday after U.S. border officials found illegal drugs in his luggage. A spokesman for U.S. Customs and Border Protection said in a Monday statement, the rapper, whose real name is Victor Kwesi Mensa, was allegedly carrying LSD psilocybin. The statement said, 28-year-old arrived at the airport around 7 a.m. on a flight. When officials searched his luggage, they allegedly found 41 grams of liquid lysergic acid, LSD, about 124 grams of psilocybin capsules, I can't even say it, and 178 grams of psilocybin gummies, and 6 grams of psilocybin mushrooms. Wow, son.
Mm.
He is now facing felony narcotics possession charges, the statement said. Narcotics interdiction remains a Customs and Border Protection enforcement priority, and we remain committed to working closely with our federal, state, and local law enforcement partners to ensure that those who transport illegal narcotics into the United States are investigated and prosecuted. Daniel Escovedo, Area Port Director for CBP's Area Port of Washington, D.C., said in a statement. Okay, been waiting to talk about this because a lot of people are already trying to crap on my boy. I don't know. I don't know, right? Was he? I know the dude. Like, I know the dude. I don't know him to be a drug user. I don't know him to have the need for LSD. And I've been knowing him since he was like a kid. I don't know him. I mean, our circles are all running close together in Chicago, and I've never gotten the impression that he was high out of his mind and he may need to like go to rehab or anything like that. So when I saw that story, naturally I was stunned because I wasn't expecting to see that. Vic's a good dude, and he's a very solid, honest young man. And I'm troubled by this because I hope, as has happened before to people when they leave different parts around the world, that the crew that they run with might have slipped it on him, thinking that nobody's going to check his stuff. When the reality is, if you leave the United States for any extended period of time, even if it's a day, when you come back, they check everything to make sure that you're not bringing in LSD and shroom. So I'm a bit troubled by that story. It's bothersome. He's actually supposed to be doing a gig at my old job. You know, we're trying to make sure this works. At my old job in February, and I don't know if that's still going to happen, if they've canceled it or what the deal is. But a very, very disturbing report about Vic. I'm hopeful that this is a misunderstanding of some sort, because again, at least the times I've been around him and had a chance to really have a conversation with him, I never got the impression ever. And I've seen him daytime and nighttime and never got the impression that he was doing that. Ever. So, I don't know. I don't know. Pardon me. That's just, to me, I'm very hopeful. I mean, because that would be like if we're supposed to do the show, then a big news report comes out, Mario Smith was doing heroin. No, I wasn't, because I don't like needles like that.
Yeah, I mean, it has to be. I can understand why that's off-putting, and something that kind of can shake you up a little bit when something comes out about someone that you're familiar with and that you've been around. I can totally understand that.
Multiple times I've been around the brother. I mean, worked with him on a project at my old gig, a project of his, and couldn't have been more Could have been more focused. He didn't give me the appearance that he was like, outer space or wavy.
Right.
Um, and in my life experience, having been around people who've done all that stuff that he's alleged to have brought back from Ghana, I would know if something was off with him. So I remain hopeful. If it is something wrong and there is something bad, I would hope that the people who are around him have the wherewithal in their head to talk him into getting some help if he needs help, or to at least find out what's going on that's requiring you to get away with that stuff. That your great escape depends on LSD at 28 years old. What's happening around you? You know, and when I look at those packages that he brought back with him from Ghana, something is not right about the entire story. Just need some more. I need more detail, and I literally read to you every detail about it. So there it is. There's that. Vic, your back is God, brother. I don't want anybody to come on and say that Mario said something crazy because I will never do that. In box office news, Scream again. This movie is Scream dethroned Spider-Man with a $34 million holiday debut. Scream is winning the long Martin Luther King Jr. holiday weekend at the box office with a projected 4-day gross of $34 million, enough to dethrone Spider-Man: No Way Home. It's also good enough to revive the classic slasher franchise for Paramount and Spyglass, who partnered on the reboot. Scream's 3-day domestic total weekend gross is an estimated $30 million, a strong showing considering the ongoing Omicron-fueled surge in COVID-19 cases. Final numbers due to be released at some point today. Monday's estimates came in slightly lower than Sunday's projections. Overseas, Scream grossed $18 million from 50 markets for a global debut of $52 million against a modest $25 million production budget. The UK led with $3.4 million. The film has younger moviegoers who have been the most inclined to return to theaters to thank for its performance. Males led all ticket buyers, though plenty of females turned out as well, 53% versus 47%. A notable 67% of all ticket buyers were between the ages of 18 and 34. Scream played best in the Western U.S., the South, and the Northeast, while slightly under-indexing in the Midwest and Southeast. With theaters in Ontario and Quebec closed, Canada came in at a very soft 1.5% of the market share on 3% of total locations. The one thing about movies like Scream and Friday the 13th, all of those, they're all based in Illinois, like in the suburbs. And it has been a long-standing rule of mine to never go to the suburbs in Illinois ever for anything. If it's not in Chicago, I'm not going.
Yeah, I think I believe Halloween was as well.
All of them.
Yeah,
Every one of them.
I think it was. I don't know if that's a real town or not. Haddonfield or something like that. But yeah, it was. I think it was based in Illinois as well.
Hey man, look. First of all, whenever something Illinois, I'm always like, is this a town based on, or is a slasher movie based on the residents or the ongoings in this town? And it is very frightening. They don't do horror movies about New York City. Well, I guess they did technically with The Exorcist, because I think that was in New York or upstate New York, maybe. But Scream, they keep rolling that dog out to go play with that ball, and the dog keeps coming back with money. It's amazing. Money. Yep. Brand new cast with the old folks in it, kind of sprinkled through there like a good baseball team. You get your veterans and your young people. The movie Candyman, they redid that.
Yeah.
And the sister that directed it is awesome. But I mean, keep rolling that dog. I mean, hey dog, this tennis ball that you ate through, I can still throw it a little, and run out there and grab it and come back with a brand new tennis ball worth $34 million. That's the only analogy I can come up with, man. I'm sorry. I'm working. Oh, but this is funny. So when I saw that you sent this to me today about the Moon Knight trailer, I saw the trailer last night. I'm kind of excited about it.
I thought it looked cool.
Oh,
I thought it looked cool. Yeah, it looks like a little darker, gritty.
Yeah, for Marvel, it's very like, kind of out there with the spooky. But everybody's tripping on Oscar Isaac's British accent, and they're comparing it to Dick Van Dyke's accent from from Mary Poppins. And I get it, I guess, but
I
I
didn't
don't.
I didn't catch it, honestly.
Me
Like
neither.
I started watching it during Monday Night Football, when they threw it on at halftime, and about 30 seconds in, I was like, I'm in. This looks good. I'm all in on this.
Oh yeah, it didn't take long for me because the comic book. And it's funny. The other day, I'm like, man, are they going to ever release a Moon Knight movie?
Mhm.
And sure enough, boom, trailer. But Twitter wags likened Isaac's attempt to Don Cheadle's iconic accent in the Ocean's franchise and Dick Van Dyke and Mary Poppins, long considered the gold standards in bad British accents. I didn't think it was that bad.
Yeah. Or at least I was distracted enough by what I was seeing that like I said, I didn't catch it. I was too intrigued by the trailer itself. So
Didn't catch it and didn't care because I was really involved in the fact that Moon Knight is coming. And apparently the follow up to Black Panther is now back in production. Apparently, one of the lead characters decided to get vaccinated, and now they can go on with the filming.
Oh, there you go.
Telling you,
that's one of my favorite Marvel movies right there. Yeah, I have 4 boys. I see every Star Wars, everything that's Star Wars, everything that's Marvel.
right?
I've seen it all. Black Panther is definitely one of my very favorites out of the Marvel universe.
It's one of the better directed movies in the Marvel universe. I think Avengers Endgame also kind of runs in that same stratosphere. The first Captain America movie. No, I'm sorry, Winter Soldier. Is that the first one?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah,
that one is really good.
I love Guardians because the music and Guardians. Whew.
And the second Iron Man, really well directed movies. The thing that bothers me about Marvel movies, and I guess it shouldn't bother me because I understand you got to show the actors' faces and stuff. But in the comic books, those dudes wore those costumes all the damn time.
Yeah.
They didn't take a helmet off so you can see how great I look. No one cared.
Right.
You fight crime. You superhero. We need you. Hey, speaking of superheroes, did you happen to catch Robert Glasper on the Tonight Show last night? The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon?
I did not know.
So it's Robert Glasper, BJ the Chicago Kid, DJ Jazzy Jeff, Questlove from the Roots, Amir Suleiman doing poetry, and Robert. It's from his new album Black Radio 3. I am not telling you what to buy. I'm telling you to buy this album when it comes out, though. They killed it last night on Tonight Show. It was awesome. It's available like on YouTube and on Twitter.
What's the project called? What is it?
It's Robert Glasper. His album is called Black Radio 3.
Okay.
It's due to be released in February. I think there's some songs that are available on streams now. And they did a couple of tunes last night. And the performance visually was really good for TV. Yeah. And those songs are strong. And I pre-ordered the album after I watched it. I was like, yep, yes. So I will give you my album review. Maybe we could do that. Maybe we can get the Passengers to give us an album review.
Oh, yeah. We could do that.
That name is catchy. Hey, there's Kobe. He says he loves Captain America.
I know. He finally made it. I was going to say.
My man.
We missed him.
Hey, Kobe. And Jay has joined the stream, and it's his first time on Backchannel. And Jay is in Georgia, and he's listening to us on his Amazon-supported device. Thank you. You can't see me waving at you, Jay, but thank you. And Kobe, as always, I know you're watching. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. We come back, we play ball because it's time to really get into some things in the world of sports. We're glad that you're here. You're watching The Drive with Mario Smith on backchannel.tv and also listening to us on your Amazon-supported devices. Thanks so much. We'll be back in a minute with more of The Drive. Hey y'all, welcome welcome back to the drive. When with the folks don't see when we're in the break the little time off, the music is just I love it. So I am always doing something stupid and dancing around or something, even if it's seat dancing. I'm having a good time. Welcome back to the drive. It is interactive. You can join us and chat with us and talk to us on your Amazon supported devices. And if you're watching on YouTube, please watch. Tell people. Subscribe to backchannel.tv so you can get reminded when this show comes on and when all the shows come on. That's not hard. Hey, one thing that you may not know about me, I love talking about dummies, and I got a real dumb dummy for you right here. Um, and I'll give my commentary after I read it. Cleveland Browns defensive tackle Malik McDowell was arrested on charges of battery on a police officer, resisting arrest, and public exposure. Cleveland Browns defensive tackle Malik McDowell was arrested Monday in Florida on charges of aggravated battery on a law enforcement officer, resisting arrest with violence, and public exposure, according to an online record from the Broward Sheriff's Office. According to the arrest report, McDowell beat a deputy in a violent attack that left the officer dazed rather, and fearing a permanent injury to his right eye. McDowell is being held on a $27,000 bond, according to the online record. Quote, we are very aware of the very concerning incident and arrest involving Malik McDowell and are in the process of gathering more information, close quote, a Brown spokesman said in a statement. We understand the severity of this matter and our thoughts are for the well being of all involved. We will have no further comment at this time. According to the incident report, police in Deerfield Beach, Florida, reported getting a call of a naked man walking near a school, later to be determined as a children's learning center that was in session. When confronted, McDowell charged at police, closed fist, full speed, according to the report, leaving a deputy injured. The officer said he was unable to avoid McDowell's attack or use any, quote, de-escalation tactics, close quote. McDowell slammed into the officer and punched him right in the eye, or punched him in the right eye and on top of the head, according to the report. McDowell then fled, but eventually was shocked with a taser and handcuffed. The officer said his right eye was nearly closed because of swelling from the punches he absorbed in the attack, and there is a, quote, likelihood that I sustained permanent injury to my eye, close quote. The Seattle Seahawks selected McDowell out of Michigan State in the second round in the 2017 NFL Draft, but before his first season, he suffered a head injury in an ATV accident. He never played it down for Seattle, which released him before training camp the following summer. In 2019, McDowell was charged in Michigan with driving while impaired, obstructing justice, and assaulting a police officer. Video showed McDowell fighting with police even after they stunned him with a taser following a DUI stop. 2 months later, he was found in possession of a stolen truck, leading to another charge of receiving and concealing stolen property. He was sentenced to 11 months in jail and 3 years probation after pleading guilty to the series of crimes. The Browns gave McDowell a second chance at football last year, with Cleveland general manager Andrew Barry noting that McDowell had been, quote, accountable for his actions, close quote, and was, quote, in a good place personally and medically. McDowell went on to win a starting job at defensive tackle for the Browns this past season, finishing with 33 tackles and 3 sacks. So, look, if you've done all this, first of all, the dummy's the Cleveland Browns, because maybe getting him some help would have been far better than signing him to a contract, or at least letting him play without getting that help. Number two, he's a defensive tackle, so I'm just going to guess he's about 6'3", maybe, close to 300 pounds. You see a 6'3" Gliss, come on, man, hop on here, brother. You see a 6'3", 300 and something pound gigante black man walking naked down the street. I do believe getting punched in the eye is the least of your worries. And I'm not saying that the officer won't sustain some kind of permanent injury to his eye, but I am pretty sure that Malik makes some money, and that's a good opportunity to put him out of commission for a while by making him pay you for getting hit in the eye. I get all that. I just don't understand how in this world right now where mental health is such a big deal, particularly with the NFL, particularly with CTE injuries and things of that nature, that they don't know that there's something going on with him, that he needs to be watched. And who's around him? Again, it's the people you keep around you. We said it about Kanye, saying it about Vic Mensa, saying about who's around you that is like, you know what would be a good idea? Go down by that children's learning center naked. Who's endorsing that? So I will put the dummy on the Cleveland Browns, not on him, but still, that's very disturbing and stupid. And you got to do better, Malik. You got to do better than that. And the Browns need to do better by you, because that's utterly ridiculous.
Yeah, that's the first thing that comes to mind for me as well. Is just the mental health aspect. These these teams, these organizations, they have to have these guys back to an extent because they're invest. I mean, they should be in general, just because they're investing money into these people.
Lots of
But
money.
yeah, lots of money. So I mean, it has to be a priority to make sure that these people, that these guys are taken care of. The Richard Sherman you brought up, the mental health aspect. Richard Sherman, the incident he had over the offseason, if it weren't for the people around him, that
Right.
situation could have escalated and become very bad.
Right.
And luckily, I think a lot of people at the time thought that he was just, being all crazy and violent, which wasn't the case. He was having, a mental health episode, and the people that were the so-called victims in that situation were really people that were just concerned about his health and well-being. And that's what you want to see in a situation like that. You got to have people around you that can have your back. So
You would think, because it's a lot easier to have somebody around you that's going to tell you, hey, no, don't do that, than it is to let somebody just run wild and be out here and be a danger to society. Because it sounds like my man needs some help.
yeah.
And that's a sad story all the way around. This isn't on our list, but this just caught my eye. And I
Mhm.
think this dude is kind of a, can we say bag?
Sure.
All
Yeah.
right. Iowa football coach. I hope he's not related to anybody watching. Just thought. Iowa football coach Kurt Ferentz has disbanded an alumni advisory committee that was created after a 2020 investigation found evidence of racial bias against black players in his program and bullying behavior by some of his assistants. The Gazette reports that Ferentz's decision to end the committee came shortly after its leader, former offensive lineman David Porter, suggested it was time for Iowa to part ways with Ferentz. But Ferentz said he had decided to overhaul the committee last fall before Porter made his comment to other committee members in a text message. Quote, I have come to a decision that this is an appropriate time to dissolve our committee as it stands currently, close quote, Ferentz wrote in an email to the 10-member committee on Tuesday. Quote, as we start a new calendar year and prepare to move forward with our preparation for the 2022 season, I am giving thought to how we restructure the committee board in a way that best serves our program moving forward, close quote. In 2020, the university hired the Hush Blackwell law firm to review the program after dozens of former players, most of them black, spoke out on social media to allege racial disparities and mistreatment. Their activism came as protests against racial injustice swept the nation following the death of George Floyd and after attempts to raise concerns inside the program resulted in only minor changes. The report said that some of the football program's rules perpetuated racial or cultural biases and diminished the value of cultural diversity. The program cut ties with longtime strength and conditioning coach Chris Doyle after agreeing to pay him a $1.1 million severance, but Ferenc resisted making other changes to his staff. Doyle has denied allegations that he bullied and discriminated against players. Clearly, university leaders still have confidence in Ferenc because the Iowa Athletic Department announced Friday that his contract has been extended through the 2029 season. Ferenc, who has led Iowa since 1999, is the nation's longest tenured FBS coach. Ferenc said in a statement that his program learned from the committee's work and he believes, quote, we can be a team and celebrate players as individuals, close quote. He said he appreciates, quote, the time and dedication of those volunteer members who shared ideas and best practices, close quote. But Porter said he's disappointed that Ferenc appears to have entered the committee without a plan to continue its work, which remains unfinished. From Mr. Porter, our overarching theme was making sure that when kids go through the program, they feel safe and protected, Porter said. Fear and intimidation is an issue we want to make sure we can address. Porter said the further away the group got from the 2020 report, There seemed to be less urgency to address the issues, even though a lawsuit 13 former players filed accusing the university of discrimination remains pending. So Kirk Ferentz, for those if you didn't catch it from that story, is a bag, a big old giant bag that can expand and hold a lot of garbage in it. Bag. That's my whole opinion, Liz. He's a bag.
I just don't understand. What can we just can people just treat other people well? Like,
You would think.
Is it that difficult? Can we just?
Clearly it is, because all he has to do is be a football coach, and if it starts going down under his tenure, fix it.
That's
Get rid
right.
of people.
Yeah,
fix it.
Exactly. Hold people accountable. We just went through it here in Portland when Neil O'Shea was fired after an investigation, and all the stuff that came out. Like, man, just treat people with respect. It doesn't matter what position you hold. It's not that hard. No, it's not hard to be kind to other people and to treat people with respect. It's just not that difficult.
I mean, full disclosure, I've known you for a couple of weeks, like straight up. Yep. And I'm so glad I met you. I don't feel like I need to be, nasty to you to get my point across to you. And you certainly have been nothing but nice to me. How hard is it?
It's not. And especially people in leadership positions. I mean, it's more important for someone like him who's setting an example for his program, for his team, for the university. It's mind-boggling that people in positions of power and just some people in general, the lack of respect and understanding, and it's very frustrating.
It's frustrating, right? And I mean, the University of Iowa is like tight end U, right? And offensive lineman university. And if the players are feeling like they're being mistreated, you're the head coach. You're supposed to fix that. But what does Iowa University do? Let's make sure that you're here until 2029 to continue it. And I put money on it today. There will be another story coming out of the University of Iowa that will not be favorable toward Kirk Ferentz. And he will sit there and he will look and go, well, we had a diversity committee, because everybody's going to forget that he's the one that disbanded the diversity committee. Right. Unbelievable. By the way, Mike Mayock, the general manager of the what are they? Where are they? Las Vegas? The Las Vegas Raiders was fired yesterday, and part of the firing was his coworker saw him go into his car, thought he might just be going home for the day, and they hadn't been told that he had been fired until much later in the day.
Yeah.
Sounds like how I got fired from one of my jobs.
I was going to say that. I think a lot of people have had experiences like that. See you tomorrow.
I'll see you guys. All right. Yeah, we won't see you tomorrow, Mr. Smarty Pants. Yeah, I could go into detail about that. That's where maybe I would need to get some counseling so I can calm down. The Brooklyn Nets' Kyrie Irving won't reconsider COVID-19 vaccine stance in wake of Kevin Durant injury. I stay rooted in the decision. Oh, I don't even have to read this. Look, on one hand, what the Brooklyn Nets are doing with Kyrie by having him just play on the road has a bit of genius to it, because in the playoffs, when the playoffs happen, the games you really need to win are on the road.
True.
You got to win your road games, because if you don't, you're going home. The problem is he's just like Djokovic. Dude, you said little kids look up to you. Mm-hmm. You are an example setter. You are the guy that little kids go, I want to play like Kyrie Irving, and I want to be like him. But do you really want to be like somebody like that? They're selfish. It's selfish. And it's late in the game to be
Djokovic, Kyrie, A-Rod in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
From the green and yellow, they should start some sort of committee or something.
Yeah. It's really sad. Some of the headlines going on in sports right now too. Seattle has fired their defensive coordinator. Mike Tomlin says that all options are on the table for the next Steelers quarterback. The Clippers are extending Georgia's downtime, sources say. Nick Saban urges West Virginia senators to back voting rights bill. Vaxxed fighters will not be tested at UFC 270. I'm gonna watch that one. That'll be the one where that'll be a really small card. You watch. COVID's gonna run wild through UFC,
Yeah.
unfortunately. Um, Buda Baker took a hit
Oh.
yesterday. He is out of the hospital, doing good after the collision. Jerry Rice's son transfers from Colorado to USC. Wow. Got some sports going on tonight in the NHL. The Hurricanes play the Boston Bruins. The Sabres play the Senators. The Jets will play the Washington Capitals in DC. And the New York Islanders go against the Philly in a what should be a good matchup. And last night, you know who won a game against the Blackhawks?
Who's that?
The Kraken.
Yeah.
They pulled it out. Bless their hearts. The Kraken won a game. They postponed. No, I'm sorry. Go again. Start again. Tomorrow there will be action in the Premier League. Leicester plays Tottenham. Boo, who cares? Brentford plays Man United. The Pistons go against the Warriors tonight in the NBA. The Magic are playing the 76ers. I'm sorry, that those games are Wednesday. You don't need to know about those right now. Those are Wednesday games. You'll be fine. Let me see anything else in sports. I'm sorry, I'm really screwing up today's program, aren't I? Oh, you know what? We got a couple of minutes. We can talk about the divisional rounds that have been set in the NFL. All right, Gliss. That's this weekend. We can do a formal breakdown on Friday. The Bengals will go into Tennessee to play the Titans at 4:30 Eastern on Saturday. That game will be broadcast on CBS, as will the second game. I'm sorry, the second game will be on Fox. That'll be the NFC. The 49ers against the Green Bay Packers. Let's talk about those two games first. Bengals against the Titans. King Henry might play. Changes the whole conversation if he plays. If he plays, I like Tennessee in that game. And that's not to disparage the Bengals. He's a hard dude to stop. And if you're putting all your effort to stop him, and Tannehill has an even kind of decent game, Tennessee can beat Cincinnati.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. And right off the bat, all four of these games actually look like they could be entertaining, and hopefully so. With the weekend we just had to sit through in the NFL, but all four of these look like they could be entertaining games. So I'm actually excited for all four games. But yeah, I think I like Tennessee at home. I mean, like you said, Tannehill is not. He kind of reminds me of Jimmy Garoppolo. Like his ceiling is only so high, but if he plays his game and he doesn't make mistakes, he's a good quarterback, and he has some weapons with AJ Brown, and I think they've been getting more healthy as the season's gone on. So I kind of like Tennessee in that one.
I like Tennessee in that game. I'm not going to keep saying it's going to be tight. I think one way or the other, a lot of points are going to be put on the board in this game. But if King Henry plays, I like Tennessee. I actually like Tennessee because even though the Bengals won their last game, they kind of struggled. And it was not the explosive game that they played the week before by any means. So I'm going to go with the Titans in that game. The nightcap on Saturday is the 49ers against the Packers. Let me explain something to you, Bliss. You need to get on the phone and call every one of the 49ers and tell them I say do it. Beat them. Find a way. Find a way. Just find a way.
Green Bay looks like they could, they've been solid all year. And as much as I don't like Aaron Rodgers at this point, I mean, the guy goes out there and wins.
Puppy dog face.
Yeah.
Can't stand him.
But I will say, just kind of the same way I felt going against the Cowboys last week. I kind of like the way the 49ers are built, with them wanting to run the ball. And
Deebo Samuel's a grown man.
Ooh, he is, man. He's special.
Grown up. Yes, he is.
But yeah, I mean, I kind of like them. I like their chances in any game as an underdog, just with the kind of the kind of style of football they play, and Kyle Shanahan's one of the brighter minds, I think, on the offensive side. So who knows? Weirder things have happened.
To say the least. Can't disagree with you about Kyle Shanahan, but he sometimes outthinks himself. I hope he doesn't do that
I totally agree with that.
on Saturday. The other thing, Green Bay Packers special teams is abysmal. They are horrible. So if the 49ers score points on special teams, I think they can beat the Packers. There has to be a point where Aaron Rodgers and his fake magic that he has ends. And I think it ends here. If it doesn't, I think the NFL wants it to be the Packers and the Chiefs so bad.
I agree with that.
I think the winner of this game will represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. Either way. And usually the winner of that playoff game between the 49ers and the Cowboys goes to the Super Bowl that same year.
That's true.
So
that is true. Every time they've played in the playoffs in the last couple decades. Yeah,
right. So if the 49ers can beat them and get some points on special teams, congratulations, Gliss. The other what? I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say, I kind of agree with you on that, just from the standpoint of if they can somehow pull it off against Green Bay, I like their chances against LA or Tampa Bay, just the style that they play. Oh, yeah. So I think this is the toughest matchup that they have. So we'll see.
If the Rams have to go to Green Bay, oh God, I would be so angry. If the Rams have to go to Green Bay, let's say the 49ers lose and Rams beat Tampa Bay, they have to go to Green Bay, man. It's going to be cold.
Yeah.
It's going to be way too cold. Unless the Rams practice in Green Bay all week that week.
Yeah.
I don't see it.
Yeah, they're used to playing in that beautiful new stadium with Jay-Z up there and everybody else.
Rich Eisen running around.
It's a little different. Yeah, a little different when you go to Green Bay.
And I don't think anybody's beating Kansas City. And it's not that I'm disparaging anybody from Buffalo or the Bills Mafia. It's just Kansas City's on a roll right now. If there's anybody that's going to beat them, it would be Buffalo. Again, the winner of that game, I think, goes to the Super Bowl because I think Buffalo could beat Cincinnati or Tennessee, even with King Henry. And I'm pretty sure one of those two teams will represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. I know the NFL wants nothing more than to have a rematch of Super Bowl I in the same city that Super Bowl I was played in. That's all I'm saying.
Makes sense.
Brace yourself. Yeah, well, we'll see. I don't know a lot of things, Gliss, but we're gonna find out. Born on this day, actor Kevin Costner, who did the most dramatic ball handoff ceremony ever in baseball when the White Sox played the Yankees this past year at the Field of Dreams game. That was a lot. Comedian Dave Patel is 57 today, and DJ Quick, my man, David Blake. DJ Quick is 52 today. Pink Floyd started recording and never finished Dark Side of the Moon. Elton John's as in 1973. Elton John's album Don't Shoot Me, I'm Only the Piano Player was released on this date in 1973. One of my favorite albums. It was released in 1978. Billy Joel's The Stranger. I'm sorry, not released, certified platinum. In 1980, the Pretenders album, The Pretenders, with that album is so good. That album was released on this date in 1980. And in 2003, a concert I watched on HBO, as a matter of fact, the Rolling Stones aired their concert live on HBO. Did you know that the Super Bowl weekend is the slowest weekend of the year for weddings? Who's trying to get married during Super Bowl weekend?
No guy is letting that happen.
No.
And I actually used to run a mobile DJ business before I got into radio. So I have some experience with weddings. It's not fun.
There's no way in the world. Yeah, right. Oh, trust me.
A lot of stress.
A lot of stress. I'm not even getting married. And I'm like, oh, God. I went to a wedding, a beautiful wedding this summer. And I know Shannon's watching. And her husband, Mike, it was weird because it was under the COVID thing and everybody had to be cool. It was an awesome wedding, and I was acting like I was getting married. I had picked out the clothes I was going to wear like a month ahead of time, and I had to shop and did all kinds of crazy. But it was such a cool wedding, and it was right up by the lake at Promontory Point. It was dope.
Very cool.
I enjoyed it. Yeah. When we come back, we'll have something for your mind. Front of Mind is next on Backchannel.tv. You're watching The Drive with Mario Smith. We'll be back very shortly. Thank you so much for watching The Drive, passengers. Appreciate it. Hey everybody, Tina joined the stream. What's up, Tina? And Jay was on here. There he is. He's on the stream. He's in Georgia. Hey Jay, roll tide, Kobe. I hear you. Amanda has joined the stream as well. Um, and it looks like others. And then I just lost the screen. It looks like others. Let me see real quick, Bliss, before I do the thing. Kobe, James, Rick. So I hope I'm not mispronouncing your name. Aylin, Jay, Tina, everybody, thank you so much for being passengers on this drive with us. We really appreciate it. Doing our best. Doing our best. I swear I can read. Again, 6 shows. I got to learn how to read. This is how we kind of wrap this up. We like to have a story that will make you feel good on the way out. We're going to try to do 2 of them. A man who told the Queen he engineered solar panels is stunned when she orders some installed on the castle. So you gotta be careful when you tell people what you do because they were like, okay, do it. It's like when you tell people you know how to sing, and then they're like, well, sing me something, and then you sound like alfalfa. That doesn't work. That's not how that works. Oh, and hey to Michael, who joined us on YouTube and is on in our chat. What's up? A man who told the Queen he was a solar panel when she asked him, what do you do? Was stunned when she later got in touch and paid him to install some on Balmoral Castle. Businessman George Goodsmith met the Queen at an event and had a quick 20-second conversation with her. She asked the 80-year-old, George is a he. Why does it say she here? He asked that, no, she asked the 80-year-old what he did, and he replied that he made solar panels. The managing director at AES Solar recalls as she walked away, she turned around and said, maybe I should have solar panels on that wall. He was shocked when he was later commissioned to install panels at Balmoral. George was attending a function on the Isle of Sicily to celebrate the success of his daughter's business, Little Island Chocolate. George, who had recently received a Lifetime Achievement Award at the Solar and Storage Awards, then wrote to the Royals as a follow up. They later replied, and he was asked to carry out the work. Can you imagine? First of all, you met the Queen. I am quite sure my meeting with the Queen would be different than George's. But if she goes to you and goes, what do you do? What's your answer? What do you go? I host a show on the internet, Queen Elizabeth. And I know I only have like 10 seconds left, Queen, but you should watch it. It's called The Drive, and you could be a passenger. Huh? I never. Please banish him from the kingdom.
Maybe she'd, I don't know. Maybe she'd, live stream the show from the palace or something. I don't know.
I don't know, man. If she's having trouble with her son and his relationship with his wife, she ain't gonna want to see me on. And I don't play for Arsenal, so. Oh, but I will show up with my Arsenal like a lapel pin, though. And she'd be like, "Oh, you're a fan of football?" Like, yes. Yes, I am, and I'm ready to eat, Queen. What time do you guys start serving dinner? That would be me.
Like, where do I trying go? To get a meal.
Yo, can I get? I know you guys got a pub or something around here, right? Can I get a beer, Queen?
I think I'm trying to pull off, trying to think quickly and figure out something that makes a lot of money that I could actually pull off. That's probably what I'm going to answer.
Something ran through my mind.
Something I think I could get away with.
Something ran through my mind, but I think we both want to be back here tomorrow. So I'm just not going to say what I was thinking. Just for the first time in my life, I'm not going to do it because that would. There have been many research efforts describing the progression of dog allergies, with very few studies to try to cure people of them. Now, researchers looking to artificially induce immune tolerance have, for the first time, identified candidates for those parts of the molecules that make up dog allergens, which could give us a dog allergy vaccine. Being allergic to dogs is a common malady, and one that is. Can I explain? These glasses are to watch computer screens all day. I can see, but I think I need glasses. Just a little back channel love.
They look good.
That's the thing. See, they look. Yeah,
that's right.
Being allergic to dog common malady, one that is growing worldwide. Over the years, scientists have been able to identify 7 different dog allergens, molecules or molecular structures that bind to an antibody and produce an unusually strong immune response that would normally be harmless. These 7 are named Canis familiaris allergens, 1 to 7. But while there are 7, just one, CAN-F1, is responsible for the majority of reactions in people allergic to dogs. It's found in dogs' tongue tissue. So, well, wait a minute. What do they do? Then the dogs lick them? Oh, no. This doesn't feel good. This feels bad. Researchers have yet to identify... what? And the skin, too. Okay. Researchers have yet to identify CAN-F1's IgE epitopes, the specific parts of the... I believe you give me these stories, Bliss, because you know that there are going to be words like borrower and other things that I would be like, what? Oh, God. Oh, man. Okay, I'm trying to get to the good part, y'all. I'm sorry. That's you know what? Keep doing it, Bliss. Don't you ever change, buddy.
All right.
Further experimental work needs to be performed to narrow the candidates down, but the findings suggest the development of a hyperallergenic vaccine against CAN-F1, a dog allergy vaccine, is within our grasp. The production of a hyperallergenic vaccine by use of such epitopes would not just be a world first with respect to dog allergies, but is rare with respect to any allergic reaction. Furthermore, if the researchers' work is indeed used to develop a dog allergy vaccine, the principles behind it could be used much more widely against various allergies. All right, that's not bad. That does feel good.
Yeah,
started off
another
rocky,
vaccine. Sign me up for another vaccine. But come on, now we don't want people being allergic to dogs. Dogs are cute.
Yeah, they are. And I'm so close to breaking my rule and getting a dog. I live alone. It'd be nice to have a dog.
They're good friends, that's for sure.
I'm teaching my dog how to talk, though.
Well, we actually have a 1.5-year-old English lab, and he actually has a bell on the back door. He's learned how to ring the bell when he wants to go outside to go to the bathroom.
Oh, yeah. See, that's what I'm talking about. I need that. I need a dog to be like, Mario, wake up, without licking on me. Tongue at me. Before we go, the average 4-year-old asks why about 48 times a day. You, sir, have a 4-year-old, if I'm not mistaken.
I think they're off. I think it's probably more than that.
A recent survey shows that 53% of kids receive a cell phone by age 6. Your thoughts?
That's too young. I have a 14-year-old and 13-year-old. Their 13th birthday, we got them, but and part of it's that for us, I mean, that we need to be able to communicate with them. Mm-hmm. They're old enough to, be somewhat mature and, take responsibility. But man, 6, I don't know. That's, in my opinion, that's way too young.
Who is he talking to at 6 years old besides someone imaginary?
Exactly.
Cell phone.
Yeah. And that makes me wonder what the motivation is. Like, is it just to say, hey, go play a game on your phone? Like, I don't know. There's something off about that.
I think a child should not have access to a cell phone until he's about maybe 13 or 14. And in the environment that we live in, I would not mind a teenager having a cell phone just to let me know everything is okay in the event something isn't. But a 6-year-old, who the hell are you talking to? You're 6.
Right.
Are you calling my boss? You tell my boss on me? Calling my wife? Get off the phone. What are you doing? Everybody, thank you so much for listening today. Gliss, thanks a lot, man. Really appreciate you, brother.
Thank you.
To everybody, well, I'm gonna exercise this shoulder of mine. To everybody that's watching us on the Amazon supported devices and on YouTube, thank you so much for checking out The Drive with Mario Smith. We will be back tomorrow as the sun settles in Chicago, Illinois. Thanks so much for watching us. Be easy, everybody. Have a wonderful Tuesday evening. Peace.